Okay, today we're going to talk about unit rate. So at the top, fill this in with me. What unit rate is the rate, so the rate when the denominator is 1. Or you might hear it as the amount per 1. That's probably what you're going to hear more often is when we say the amount per 1. So let's look at the example. Our first example says a 5-ounce bar of soap costs $1.75. The unit rate would be the cost for 1 ounce. Let's set up a proportion to help us find that. So this chart below says units, which is what we'll write out first, and then we write out what we know, and then at the end we put what we want to know. So that's what that stands for. So let's do our units first. Our units are dollars, so dollars compared to ounces. So from the problem, we're going to take what they actually do give us. For now, we do know that for money, it's $1.75. We know for 5 ounces, so for 5. Now we're trying to find the per 1. So ounces, we have 1 is what we don't know. Is part of what we don't know is the per 1. And then so at the top we put our x or our variable. In this case, I'm going to use an x. So now that we have it all set up, what we have to do is find our pattern. So what you want to do is you always have to go from the known towards the unknown. Because if you think about it, you can't start somewhere you don't know, right? So you have to go towards the unknown, what we want to know. Now that we've built our bridges, we've got to find our pattern. So we have a 5 and a 1 as our denominators. We have a 5 and a 1. Well, if we have to go towards the unknown, then we have to get from 5 to 1, which would be by dividing by a 5. Anything divided by itself gives us 1. So if we have to divide the bottom by 5, that's the same thing we have to do on the top as well. So we're following our pattern for our proportion. So if we're going to divide by 5, what we're going to do is take our 1.75, so go ahead and bring it out, and divide by 5. So first things first is I want to bring up my decimal right up top there so I don't forget. All right, let's look at our first group. 5 will not go into the 1, so we need to go to our next group. We can put our 0 here, of 17. Well, 5 goes into 17 3 times. So now we're going to subtract what that is, which 5 times 3 is 15, so we subtract it. Every time we subtract, we bring down the next number also. So let's go ahead and subtract. 17 minus 15 is 2. Bring down our next number, which is 5. So now our new group is 5 into 25. Our new group is 25. So 5 times 5 will go into 25. There are 5 groups. Now 5 times 5 is 25, and then we get to a 0 under our house. So yay, smiley face, because we're finished. So it looks like 35 cents would be our per ounce. So this right here above the house is per 1 ounce. So let's read our question. Find the cost per ounce. Well, that's our per 1, and so we found that just now. It's going to be 35 cents, so 0.35. So the next part says to use the unit rate to determine the price of an 8-ounce bar of soap. So we just found the 1 ounce. So now we need to figure out, well, what about if I wanted 8 ounces, right? So what we're going to do is I'm going to do that work down below where I have some space. So we know that 1 is 35 cents. So we know that per 1 is 35 cents. They want now 8. So we're going to do times 8. So once we work that out, we're going to do 8 times 5, which is 40. 8 times 3 is 24, plus the 4 we carried, so 28. And now we need to make sure we count those decimal places. We have 1, 2, so 1 and 2. which I would have kind of noticed too that 280 wouldn't have seemed to really make any sense when they were only 35 cents each at 8 of them. So let's see if this answer makes more sense. This would be $2. Sorry about that, $2.80. That definitely seems to make a lot more sense. So when it said to use the unit rate to determine the price of an 8-ounce bar of soap, we did that. That price for 8 ounces would be $2.80. I'm going to put a nice box around that so you can see that. Now the next one says the better buy has the lower price. So that's really important to remember too, that the lower unit price is going to be the better buy. So it's not always the lower price altogether, it's the lower price per one unit is the better price or the better buy. So let's take a look at our next example. On example 2, it says find the unit rate for each bottle of detergent. So first we're going to set up our chart, which is our units, then what we know, and then what we want to know. So let's go ahead and set up our proportion there. We have units equals know equals wants to know. So our units first is going to be money again, money over ounces. So let's take our first set that they give us. The price for the first part is going to be $3.60, and that's for 20 ounces. Well, we want to know how much money it would be. So we put our variable there per 1 ounce. So how we find our pattern there is we always go again towards the unknown. So we have to go, in this case, we have to go to the right towards the unknown, which is your x's at the top. And let's find our pattern. Well, to get from 20 to 1, again, you just divide by that number, which would be 20, because anything divided by itself gives you 1. So we have to follow the same pattern up top as well, divide by 20. So let's go ahead and do that on your own and see if you get the same answer. So please pause the video and try to actually go ahead and solve all of them real fast. All 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. If you notice what you're taking is you're just going to take the price. I'm going to circle the second one. You're ending up taking the price and dividing it by the ounces in this case. And then see what you get. Okay, hopefully you've paused the video and you came back to check your answers. On the first one, when you did your division, you should have gotten 18 cents. So 0 and 18 cents. On the next one, whenever you did your division there, you should have had 14 cents. Then you should get 16 cents. And on the last one, you should have gotten 17 cents. So now the question asks at the bottom, well, technically it's a sentence. It says, determine which bottle size is the better buy. So earlier we were talking about how the better buy is actually the cheapest one per one, so per ounce. And if you look up here, we have an 18 cents, 14 cents, 16, and a 17 per ounce. So the better buy is going to be the one here, where it's 14 cents per ounce. And so when it asks about bottle size, the answer would be the 15-ounce bottle size would be the better buy because it's cheaper per one. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at example 3 now. All right, example 3 says, if you type at a rate of 45 words per minute, you could use a table or a proportion to find the number of words you could type in 30 minutes at the same rate. A proportion shows a multiplicative relationship between two ratios. So we're going to look at everything they give us below, and they're giving us different options, which is really good because we all learn in a different way sometimes. And so you do have different ways that you can get the same answer. So first we have the table where we have the 1 and 30 at the top for the time, comparing 1 minute to 30 minutes. And at the bottom it says number of words, so comparing 45 number of words to the unknown, which we will solve for. It also shows us a proportion next to that setup, which is basically the same thing, just not in a table. And then below that it shows you the relationship in two different ways that you could also find the unknown or your variable. So what we're looking for in the end is how many words would you type in 30 minutes. So let's go ahead and see what we can do. At the top with the table, we notice that we go from 1 to 30, so we would have to go from 45 to the unknown. Well, we find our pattern, and 1 times what would give you 30? Well, 1 times 30. So we would also have to multiply the bottom by 30 as well, since you have to follow the same pattern. If we look over at the proportion next to that, it looks like that would be the same thing. You can go over times 30. Again, you have to go towards the unknown, so you have to go towards the x or the variable, and times 30 also. So let's go ahead and look at the bottom as well. It shows same thing, times 30 equals 30. So 45 times 30 would give us our unknown. Now next to that over here, I'm going to go over to the right. It shows you that you could technically go from the 1 to the 45 also, and that would be 1 times 45 would give you 45. Well, then you'd follow the same pattern on the right, and you'd go towards the unknown, 30 times 45. So in the end, it looks like we're multiplying 30 and 45. So let's go ahead and do that. So you can do 45 times 30. Go ahead and pause the video and try that yourself and see if you get the right answer. So if you did 45 times 30, you should get 1,350. If you chose to do the 30 times 45, you'd still get 1,350. So it looks like our answer for 30 minutes is 1,350 words. All right, go ahead and flip over to the next page, and we're going to do one more example of the word problems. So it says Ty worked 4 hours and earned $28. At this rate, how much would he earn in 9 hours? So if you look at the first box, it says, what proportion can I write to find the unit rate? Well, we're going to use our units, know, and want to know proportion. So units equals what we know equals what we want to know. So our units here are dollars per hour this time. So we know $28 for 4 hours. But what we don't know, well, let's fill in what we know on the end. We do know the 9 hours, but we don't know how much money, so that's where we put our variable. We don't know how much money it would be for 9 hours. So let's go ahead and try to find our pattern. If I'm looking at 4 to 9, I don't see a pattern there. So sometimes you might have to simplify first and now see if there's a pattern. So let's go ahead and see if we can simplify 28 over 4. Which we can. If we divide both of those by 7, if we divide them by 4, we can simplify, I was thinking about the answer already, into 7 and 1, which again, I divided both of those by 4 and got 7 over 1. Well, now 1 to 9 is a much easier pattern. That would just be times 9. So we take 7, because we have to do the same thing there, also times 9. So 7 times 9 would give us $63. And that is for the 9 hours. So for 9 hours. Again, I did the 7 across times 9, and x would be 63, which would be the $63 for 9 hours. So once you find the per one, you just have to multiply it for however many they're actually asking for in the end. So go ahead and take the next 2 problems and try them out yourself. And then hopefully you will be able to set up your units, your know, and your want to know. Don't forget to use that table. It's very helpful. All right, good luck.